What is up, Reach? How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are super well. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying clean, staying home. We are officially 7 days into our 21-day lockdown. Um, and yeah, I guess now everyone's coming to the point where they're either bored or smelly or something. But yeah, I'm just super encouraged to see how God is moving in the space, and I'm super excited to see how He's going to continue to move in this space. This week we've been in the book of James. It's an awesome letter written by James, the half brother of Jesus. And it's just an awesome book about the practicality of living out our faith. How can we live out our faith? Um, and it's just an awesome book. So I want to encourage you guys, even though we've been dealing with little bits of the book throughout the week, I want to encourage you guys, go and read the whole book. Um, it's it's 5 chapters. It'll take you like 20-30 minutes. Go and read it. It's an awesome book. Today we're going to be in chapter 5. It's the last chapter of the book, and we're going to be in verse 8, which reads, "You also be patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord is at hand." Now, what does this mean to establish your heart? What does this mean? That is what we're going to be looking at today. Um, Now, the Greek for this word, establish, um, actually directly translates to direct your God or set your heart on, or set before. That's what it's saying. So what James is saying is we want to direct your heart towards God. That's what he's saying here. As you look in the rest of the book, as you read through James, we can see clearly that everything turns to a posture of heart before God. Everything that James talks about in this book um, is all pointing towards your heart before God. So that's what he's saying. Establish your heart, direct your heart on God. Now, how does this happen? How can you direct your heart on God? Well, Hebrews, the letter of Hebrews, in chapter 13, verse 9 says, "Do not be led away by diverse and strange teachings, for it is for it is good for the heart to be strengthened by grace, not by foods which have not benefited those devoted to them." What this letter is saying is that our heart is strengthened, our heart can be established only by grace and by grace alone. This is a gift of God that we cannot work for, but He gives it to us freely. That is what He's saying. As opposed to listening to the things that the world and society tells us that we need and that we should nourish ourselves with, which are no good for us, right? But now, this is an ongoing thing. So yes, God has given us this gift of a soft heart before Him, and He's given us this gift of grace to strengthen our hearts. But now this is an ongoing thing that we need to continue to do. So how do we do this? How do we continue to strengthen and establish our heart, right? Psalm 119, which is the longest psalm, the longest chapter in the Bible, actually lays it out in verse 9. Psalm 119, verse 9 says, "How can a young man keep his way pure? By guarding it according to your word. With my whole heart I seek you. Let me not wander from your commandments. I have stored up your word in my heart that I might not sin against you." So you see, God has given us something to continue to draw close to Him, as Wes was saying yesterday. He's given us something to continue to establish our hearts before Him, and that is His Word. That is that is the Bible. That is His Word. That is how we can establish our hearts, is coming to know Him, is drawing closer to Him. And James is saying that there's a reason for doing this. There's a reason for establishing, there's a reason for directing our hearts toward God. And he says, for the coming of the Lord is at hand. We know that one day Jesus is going to come back. We know this. We've been told this in His Word. And I want to ask you this. Are you ready for that day? Are you ready for the day that Jesus comes back? And those, as Romans, I think it's Romans 13. Maybe not. Romans. It's definitely in Romans. But as Romans says, those who confess with their mouth and believe in their hearts that Jesus is Lord, they will be saved. You will be saved. So are you ready for that day when Jesus comes back? Have you directed your heart towards God? And that's the first question. Is your heart directed towards God? Have you established your heart on God? Are you ready for that day when Jesus comes back? The second question that I want you guys to think about or chat about is, how can you practically direct your heart towards God? We spoke a little bit about it in Psalm 119, but how else can you practically direct your heart towards God? And the third question is, who can help you direct your heart towards God? Remember, God doesn't just give us this Bible and just let us get on with it. He puts measures in place to make sure that we are on the right path, that we are directing our hearts toward God. And He has sent us someone. He has sent us a helper who can help us direct our hearts towards God. Guys, it's been awesome spending this time with you. Again, I want to encourage you guys, go and read this book of James. It's an awesome, awesome book. So go and read it. I'm just super, super encouraged. We will see you at 2:30 today for a live Q&A. But until then, guys, peace out.